Saudi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman wanted three things: US security guarantees, F-35 fighter jets, and a civilian nuclear program. Then, October 7th happened. Suddenly, the deal that could have seen Saudi get these three things in exchange for normalizing ties with Israel blew up. Instead, MBS watched as Israel attacked 7 countries across the region, occupied Palestine, Lebanon, Yemen, Syria, Tunisia, Iran, and most recently, Qatar, while the US, Saudi's close ally, failed to stop it.
Well, I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled about it. We are not thrilled about the way that went down today.
What's happened has happened. Obviously, we were not happy about it. The president was not happy about it. Now we need to move forward and figure out what comes next.
It was time to rethink the country's defense strategy. Now, the recent Saudi-Pakistan defense deal is not just a reaction to Israel strikes on Doha. It takes a little longer than a week to put together a defense pact. And ties between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan go back way further than that. Since the 1970s, Saudi Arabia has given Pakistan financial support, while Pakistan has offered Saudi military training. When Pakistan faced sanctions for pursuing nuclear weapons in the 90s, Saudi oil and loans helped keep the country afloat. And in a region of large militaries like Iran, Israel, and previously Iraq, Saudi saw value in Pakistan's military and nuclear expertise. Like other Gulf countries, Saudi has historically had a small military, instead relying on weapons exports and security commitments from the US. But it's had to question that approach in recent years. It watched as the US took an incoherent approach towards the pro-democracy protests of the Arab Spring, which Saudi saw as a threat to its autocratic style of government. But its fears peaked in 2019, when Yemen's Houthi militia attacked Saudi Arabian oil facilities with alleged Iranian support, and the US failed to react strongly. When the Houthis did the same to the United Arab Emirates in 2022, the muted US response also worried the Gulf countries. As successive American presidents talked about moving away from the Middle East and refocusing US priorities elsewhere, Saudi realized the status quo was not going to cut it. Recent ambiguity over Iran's nuclear program only increased its motivation. MBS has previously said that if Iran secured a nuclear weapon, Saudi would seek one too. Its first approach, getting concrete commitments and military aid from the US, collapsed on October 7th. It's also unclear how much Saudi would have gotten from the deal, given the US has long been committed to giving Israel a qualitative military edge in the region. A fancy way of saying it gives Israel better weapons than it gives all of its other allies in the Middle East. As the first approach collapsed, it tried the second. What if, instead of demanding more from one ally, it just turned to another? Pakistan also had reason to agree. The Biden administration had placed sanctions on the country over its alleged ballistic missile program, while tensions with India, increasingly a US ally, were at an all-time high. Pakistan's cooperation with other countries like China was extensive, but not part of any formal agreement. So, as the US security umbrella seemed uncertain, Saudi turned to Pakistan's nuclear umbrella instead. The pact obliges the two nations to come to each other's defense, saying an aggression against one shall be considered an aggression against both. The timing of the announcement is certainly intended as a signal to the US and Israel after the strikes on Qatar. It also follows the Gulf Cooperation Council states saying that they would activate a joint defense mechanism. Both Saudi Arabia and Pakistan have had closer ties with the US under President Trump. Saudi Arabia was Trump's first foreign visit in May.
Oh, what I do for the Crown Prince.
While Pakistan's army chief dined in the White House in June. Both have tried to win the president's favor, with Riyadh planning to invest $600 billion in the US.
I'm going to ask him to make it $1 trillion. What the hell? The money means nothing to them.
And Pakistan nominating Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. But both are also faced with major geopolitical risks from which they can't trust the US to protect them. Pakistan is recovering from its recent conflict with India, while Saudi Arabia is caught between a potentially nuclear Iran and an unrestrained Israel. When it comes to matters of defense, fancy state dinners and gushing compliments are simply not enough to reassure them. Instead of looking outward to the US, the two countries are increasingly looking inward for results.